Hello, this is LaserBolt, and welcome to another No BS review. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Recon Turtle Beach controller. It is a brand new controller made from Turtle Beach, and since this is a No BS review, this gets a 9 out of 10. If you want to find out how exactly we got to that number and why this controller is going to change the way controllers are made, then stay tuned and find out. To kick things started, guys, I wanted to give a massive shout out to Turtle Beach for actually sending this controller for us to try. We've actually been using this controller for almost about 2 weeks now. And I gotta say, guys, this controller surprised the heck out of me. I was a little bit skeptical when I first got it, but I'm telling you right now, guys, you are definitely going to want to hear this review all the way through. So let's take a look exactly what this controller is able to do and why this controller stands out of the rest. And then we'll dive in, take a look at the controller, talk about its ergonomics, and how you can get everything to work. So there are a couple things here that make this controller stand out. Number one is the EQ settings. Number two, guys, is the Superhuman Hearing sound. Number three, guys, is the pretty much the Pro Aim, which you're going to be talking a little bit more of that. And, of course, it's ergonomics in the headset. So what exactly comes in the box? Because this is a very super-duper easy no BS review. We're going to get rid of the box, and I'm going to tell you guys exactly what comes in it. It's pretty much this 10-rated cable that you're able to plug into your console, your PC. Anything that you want to plug USB to, it will automatically plug and play into it. And then here we guys have the one that needs all the focus and all the attention is the controller. If there was a controller that's going to change the controller industry, it's this one in particular. You're going to want to know exactly why that is, guys, because this controller has almost everything you could possibly need of the controller. And what makes this controller amazing is the fact that it only costs $60. Yes, you heard it correctly, $60, and you are getting so much for it that you don't get with any other controller. So let's talk a little bit about the ergonomics of the controller. So if you guys play it with your Xbox controller, this is going to be extremely similar. I must say the similarity with this controller compared to your Xbox controller is going to be at least a 95% similarity. Now, the only unsimilarities that I noticed is, if you notice this curve right here on the controller, this one right here, the Xbox controller has a more curved appeal. This one has a curve and a little slant. If you notice when I rest my finger there, you're going to notice that there's a little bit of a gap here. That's the only difference. And when you wrap your fingers around it, you're going to notice that little gap. But if you're not very meticulous, you won't even notice that at all. Now, apart from that, the only other thing I can kind of pinpoint that's a little bit different is these buttons right here. These particular trigger buttons feel a little bit more, there's more spring to it than the Xbox Elite controller. Other than that, it is pretty much an Xbox controller. Now, what makes this controller one of the best, if not the best controllers of this particular year? We're going to talk about that, guys. So let me give you guys a quick overview of the stuff that's in the controller that you might not find in any other controller. That is this part right here. This is a integrated EQ. Now, what this means is that any time you plug in a headset through this particular port right here, you are going to be getting EQ quality sound. So the headset doesn't really matter. You could go to Five Below, the 99-cent store, Target, pick up any earbuds, and you will get EQ settings on your controller, from your controller to the headset themselves. Now, I tested this with cheap headsets. I also tested them with the expensive headsets. And I'm telling you guys, it is phenomenal the way it enhances the cheap headsets, and it's phenomenal the way it enhances the, expensive headsets. Now, in addition to that, if that wasn't enough to sway you guys to actually purchase this controller, I do have another thing that I want to show you guys. So theoretically speaking, there's a multiple purposes for you to buy a controller. Number one is you want something that's going to be light on the hands, and this is extremely light, guys. It is more lighter than any other Xbox controller due to the fact that Xbox controllers will have on the back side, they have, the whole battery pack. This one does not need a battery pack because the actual box comes with a 10-foot cable that you're able to plug in here, and I love the fact that they included a 10-foot cable because that means you can use it anywhere, anytime. That's this one right here. It's braided so it won't get tangled. You just plug it into the back of the controller. We'll plug it in a little bit and plug it to your PC, and you're ready to go. It's battery operated. Now, that also powers the EQ, which makes it even more amazing. Now, in addition to that, the other reason you might want to get a controller or upgrade your controller is because you want paddles in the back, right? You want to be able to map these paddles so they could go ahead and help you, make you not take your hands or your fingers off any of these buttons. So that's the reason you would want to map that. Now, this controller allows you to do that by programming them right here. So you don't have to go to any software. You don't have to go to your computer. You don't have to access any software on Xbox. It is easily right here on your fingertips. Now, we're going to be taking a look at that right now shortly, but you're able to map. Now, one thing I do want to pinpoint that I love about the controller is the fact that your fingers actually sit perfectly in the position for these to actually be very effective. Now, what makes that important is because you don't have to keep your fingers away from having the problem of like, I'm accidentally going to hit them. They just fit perfectly and wrap around your hand. So now let's take a look at what makes this controller stand out than anything else and talk about all the stuff you're able to control from the EQ up here. All right, guys, so we already plugged the controller to the PC or your Xbox, wherever you're going to know, and you're going to notice the first things that happen, you get a bunch of light indicators right here. Now, there is very important that whenever you buy this controller, you pick this up and you understand what each icon means. As you see right here, if I press this button right here, that's to enable Superhuman Hearing sound. If I press this one right here, that's to mute the mic. But as you see right now, these are not being lit up at all whatsoever. The only way you're actually able to get these to light up is if you actually get a headset. And like I said, the headset does not have to be expensive. It could be a cheap headset, a pair of earbuds, expensive headset, doesn't really matter. All you got to do is plug it in. And now you're going to notice that these actually lit up right here, right? So you want to bring down the volume all the way down. This is going to go ahead and drop, as you see right there, automatically fade out because I brought all the volume down. When you raise the volume, that's going to be lit up more and more. The more lit up it is, the higher it is. Now, the beauty about this thing is that you're able to also control voice chat from the EQ itself. So you don't have to go to your Xbox settings to change your computer settings. You can easily just go ahead and bring this down, and that's going to automatically bring down the quality or the sound of the chat. And in addition to that, if you want to erase that, you're able to do that as well. And another neat feature is if you're, like your mom calls you, your sister calls you, your boyfriend, girlfriend calls you, boom, right there, you're automatically muted and you don't have to tinker around with any other buttons. Now, if you guys are playing an intense match of Warzone, Apex Legends, and you can't hear footsteps, all you got to do is hit that right there, and that enables Superhuman Hearing sound, which will allow you to be able to hear footsteps at a very high fidelity, because what this thing does, it lowers all that bass and makes those mid and high tones. You can hear those footsteps coming your way. If you don't like it, you take it off and you're back into the EQ settings. In addition to that, guys, you're able to go to different modes. So, for example, this allows you to go from, the headset mode to the EQ mode, right? So that we go to select, and you guys are seeing that there's a diamond up here that has 4 different types of options that we could pick. And that's to allow you to pick what sort of EQ you want. One EQ gives you higher bass. One EQ makes it better for you to hear music, to hear movies, to hear better mids and lows, or highs or mids. So you're going to be able to select the one you want. After you fix that, you can go to the other mode, which is your controller mode. And that's going to allow you guys to select which one you want once in diamond. And that's to determine where do you want to map the buttons to. All right, so we press mode again, guys. It's going to take us to this part right here, which is the Pro Aim mode. That's going to allow us to adjust the sensitivity of this and also map these buttons as well. And of course, the manual comes with instructions on how you know which mode you're cycling through. So if you go to here, let's go back here again, and we go to select. As you guys see, we're going to get one lit up here. That indicates that you're in a certain mode. If you go to another one, it indicates you're in another mode, and so forth and so forth. So you have a total of 4 different modes: one to control the headset, one to control the EQ, one to control the controller, and one to control the mapping of the buttons of the controller itself. Overall, in general, guys, you get all of this for just $60. That is amazing. Now, let's talk about the things that I feel the controller needs to update in order to make it feel, I think they could even raise the price, which I wouldn't recommend raising the price. I think $60 is amazing, especially with the outrageous prices for other controllers. $60 for an EQ and also programmable buttons on the back, and how lightweight this controller feels, I think it is a definitely must go get, like right now. If you have bad headsets and want to turn them into good headsets, if you have good headsets and want to make them even better, if you have a bad controller and want to get a better controller, this is definitely the one you want to upgrade. Now, let's talk about the things I kind of want to say that I wish they would improve. Number one, I would like to see trigger stoppers here. So I would like to be able to decide how far these go in to give me more precision when I'm shooting. In addition to that, I think the other thing I would love to see here is maybe get another option of controller, because this comes in white and in black. But I would like to see a wireless option. That would be amazing. Even though you probably go through batteries quite a lot, I think it would be awesome because there's some people that kind of play really far from their TV. And in addition to that, maybe giving us the ability to adjust full sensitivity on both of these, that would be amazing. But other than that, controller is definitely a must. If you're looking for a controller to upgrade or a controller to give you better audio quality, this is definitely something you've got to pick up like right now. $60, guys, you trust me, you won't be disappointed. I hope you guys are enjoying our No BS reviews. We're going to be covering a couple more items as well. So make sure you guys keep it locked in the channel for more for more tech and electronic needs that you need in your life. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.